What's going on, Raiders? Duelam here, and today we're going to be talking about KROZ. That's right, he's probably been one of the more divisive, more polarizing fusions in quite a while that was not named Granny T, and that was more just because of the surrounding factors with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I really feel like he is underrated, and I feel like a lot of people kind of just looked at him and went, bombs? Nah. But I did the opposite. I looked at him and I went, bombs? Oh, hell yeah. So I'm going to talk about KROZ, why I went for him, why I got the 5 red as well, and the builds I'm going to be putting him in. So if you're ready, let's get into it. But first, make sure you're clicking that download link or scanning the QR code to get started off in Raid Shadow Legends the best way possible. You're going to be getting Tholen Foulbeard, day number 1, one of the best legendaries they have ever given away for free. At level 10, you're going to be getting Tagore, who's an amazing epic support character, gives increased speed to all allies, as well as has an entire team revive. You're also going to be getting Ruella at level 20, who is an amazing epic nuker doing some incredible damage early on for you. And last but certainly not least, you're going to be getting Lady Annabelle, who does some incredible things even in the late game, soloing content and being able to carry your team and keep them alive. But that's not all. Make sure you are starting Raid Shadow Legends sooner rather than later to get Xenomorph. That's right, you're going to get Alien from the Alien vs. Predator series, absolutely free just for starting Raid Shadow Legends and playing for 7 days. And that's not all. Make sure you're putting in promo code Monkey King to get Sun Wukong, who is one of the best legendaries they have ever offered for free. And you will get started off in Raid Shadow Legends the best way possible. So make sure you're downloading using my link or scanning my QR code. All right, so let's go over to the index because it's just easier to look at characters in the index, right? So we've got the index here. He is in Ogryn Tribes. First of all, that's going to be a big part of why I went for him. Ogryn Tribes is just terrible, especially when it comes to faction wars. There are not a lot of good Ogryn Tribes legendaries. I have now 2 of the better ones. I did pull Stock, and Stock is pretty good. He's got some HP burns, poisons, weakens, continuous heal. He's also got burns, poisons, all that kind of stuff, goes through block damage and unkillable as well. Really, really nice. We've got instant activations as well on those, giving instant activations on the continuous heals, poison, HP burns, all that kind of stuff. Also filling turn meter as well. So he's going to be really, really good in faction wars. I think him paired with now KROZ is going to be really good. We obviously have some good epics, right? Ugo, Siege Hulk is pretty good as well. Uragrim is not bad, obviously, because of the aura. He's pretty good. He also does some continuous heal, poisons, removes all debuffs from all allies, heals them for 40%. He's pretty solid. But in the legendary section, there's not much. We've got, Shamrock. I mean, we've got some really, really bad choices in Ogryn Tribes legendaries. So I really needed some help here, and I went for KROZ. So KROZ is polarizing, mainly because he's a bomb character. And I'm going to be honest. I immediately went, bomb? Well, that's just yucky. I don't want a bomb character because bombs are extremely niche, kind of like poisons in today's meta. But bombs have a really, really good use. Specifically, they're really good at countering the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as well, actually, because they go through a lot of their passives and stuff like that and really help out. But KROZ has been getting some decent reviews. Faction Wars is going to be the main place he's going to be used, which I agree with. I think Arena Offense he could do very, very well too, if you get some speed on him. Campaign locations, obviously in wave content, really good. I think he's going to be really good in arena defense as well, especially if you're pairing him with Nishak and you have like I'm going first team with KROZ, Nishak, and just bombs out the ass. That'd be really, really funny. He's got over a 4 in pretty much everywhere. Now, his kit is pretty good, honestly. Even his A1 is very solid. Pulverizing Pummel does get booked up to a 50% chance, but it's a triple hitter. So possibly some Fire Knight action for a triple hitter. Each hit has a 30% chance of decreasing the detonation countdown of all bomb debuffs on the target by 1. First of all, that's very solid. That is buffed up to a 50% chance. That is very, very good if you want to just tunnel down somebody potentially. Also has a 30% chance, booked up to a 50% chance of placing a stun debuff on the target for 1 turn. That's also very, very solid. Because not only are you having bombs, but you're also having a stun, so they're going to be stunned and bombed, so they're going to be really, really sucking. They're really going to be controlled really hard, which is really great. The A2 Battlefield Sapper, 5-turn cooldown, booked down to a 4-turn cooldown, has a 75% chance, booked up to 100% chance of placing 2 bomb debuffs on each enemy that detonates after 2 turns. So hitting everybody, right? Getting those bombs up there. And then it's almost like an extra turn mechanic, but it's not, because you do need books to make it work. Fills his champion's turn meter by 25% for each enemy with a bomb debuff. So if all 4 of the bomb debuffs land in something like Arena, something like Faction Wars, you only need 4 of them to land. That's kind of nice, right? You will get an extra turn, which is pretty nuts. That's really, really solid. On a 4-turn cooldown, getting an extra turn, very, very nice. I do like that. That is very, very solid. Then we've got Mangonel Maul. A 4-turn cooldown, booked down to a 3-turn cooldown, attacks all enemies. Has a booked up 100% chance of decreasing the detonation countdown of all bomb debuffs by 1. That's very solid. It's an AoE attack as well, so it does damage. It also has a 75% chance of placing block active skills debuff for 2 turns. So they're going to have block active skills. Block active skills. They're going to have bombs. They're also going to potentially have stuns on them. That is really, really, really solid. Very, very strong. A lot of controlling factors from KROZ, even though he's an attack-based legendary, which I love to see. I love to see controlling effects on a legendary attacker because it adds to his usefulness, especially, again, in Faction Wars, where Ogryn Tribes is just absolute just torture in Faction Wars. It's not fun at all. Then we've got Bomb Breacher, the passive. This is what makes him pretty nuts, honestly. Fills all allies' turn meters by 5% each time a bomb debuff detonates. So fills turn meter every time a bomb detonates. That's nuts. And you got to remember, on the A2, you're putting 2 bomb debuffs on, and we're going to keep using Faction Wars as the example here. 2 bomb debuffs on 5 enemies. That's 10 bomb debuffs, right? So if all of those end up detonating, then you are getting 50% turn meter for everybody on your team, which is nuts. That's very, very good. You also have a 20% chance of activating an instant turn effect on this champion whenever an ally or an enemy is killed by a bomb debuff. So technically, you're going to be potentially getting extra turns as well, which is absolutely amazing. I love to see extra turns, especially on the bomb characters, because his A1 is reducing that has a chance to reduce the detonation counter. Also, you're getting back to the A2 to put more bombs, but you're getting back to the A3 as well to reduce that counter even more, which is great. And I think he is absolutely insane, and I am very, very happy with him so far. And I am very excited to get him built up and ready to go. So we're gonna look at KROZ here. We're gonna go here, and then we are gonna look at good old blessings. So blessings are gonna be interesting on him, right? I did take a look at Hell Hades, which is probably gonna come up black here for a second. It always likes doing that, and then we're good. So he did get a 4 on Hell Hades. I did look at the blessings on Hell Hades, and they recommended Brimstone. I do think this is a good idea, putting Brimstone on there, because Brimstone's obviously going to give a lot of extra damage. It's also going to do some pretty good stuff, obviously, when it comes to the damage from the smite, right? And then also it could help out in some boss modes as well, potentially, because obviously Brimstone does do a lot of damage. But I did go for the 5 red specifically because of the accuracy boost here. And he does need accuracy, right? Because he needs to land those bombs, right? So that is a big thing. So the 5 red does give accuracy, which is very, very important. You see it's that 75 accuracy, which is really, really, really strong. Very, very, very good, and that is definitely why I wanted that for him. So when we're talking about relics here, obviously they're going to have some suggestions on Hell Hades. Wand of Submission is going to be a big one for him. I really, really like Wand of Submission. Now, for the builds, it's going to be very, very simple. Accuracy, attack percent, and speed. That's it. It's the same in PvE. It's the same in PvP. The good thing is as well is mostly you can use the same build for PvE and PvP, which is really, really nice. I don't really think you're going to need Stone Skin all that much unless you're not getting him that fast. You could definitely put him in Stone Skin to make sure he's surviving. The same thing with like Nishak. You put Nishak in Stone Skin to make sure he's not getting any of the issues from, dying before he takes a turn, anything like that. Another set that is not mentioned here, which I think could be interesting, is actually Chronophage. And the reason why is because we have Chronophage here, and then we have immutable stacks, right? And the immutable stacks could be interesting. You're also getting some speed as well. And the immutable stack is stopping increased cooldowns. So that's really big because I've noticed that I use Alice all the time in live arena because Alice can circumvent a lot of people that use Stone Skin and get that increased cooldown out there, which is really, really nice. So this could be an interesting like 4-piece on him, but you are giving up a lot of other things if you do put the 4-piece on him, unfortunately. So maybe not, especially because you could put other better things on him. Reflex, obviously, giving that decreased cooldown. Impulse, obviously, attack percent. That's a big, big thing for him. He's going to be very, very good with Impulse. It's speed percent. I'm sorry. Speed percent and reducing a random skill by 12%. So that could be very good on him as well. Perception, obviously, Perception's going to be very good on him because you do want... Where's Perception? Where's Perception? Hey, Perception, where are you at, buddy? I've probably passed it like 3 times. Nope, I haven't passed it. All right, Perception's very good as well. Accuracy and Speed, which are 2 of his main stats that he's going to need. And then we do have Feral as well. So Feral's going to be a very interesting set to put on him if you can manage it because it's speed and accuracy, speed and accuracy, speed and accuracy, right? Really, really, really good. Also, if you're able to get the block debuffs buff on the wearer at the start of the round for 2 turns, that's also very nice. You can not have to worry about the block active skills potentially going off, anything like that. That's really nice. Also, if you're going against KROZs of your own, then this is going to stop any bombs from going on your KROZ, which is very nice. So I got to see what gear I have and what is going to be making the most sense for me. Obviously, I want to make sure I'm going to be getting attack percent on the gloves as well as attack percent on the chest. That's going to be the 2 main. I'm going to do speed on the boots, and then the goal is going to be accuracy and speed at that point after I have the attack percent on the gauntlets and the chest. I'm most likely going to be doing something to do with Perception, Feral, maybe even a speed set as well if I have some good speed gear to use. It's really going to depend on where I have good boots at the primary stats to see where I'm going to end up putting him in. I do have some Feral boots that are, the speed stat as the primary. I do have attack percent as a substat here as well. So that is a potential to use. I am curious to see what's going to be my best build on him, but I am very excited to use him. I think he's going to be absolutely insane in Faction Wars. I'm curious to see where else I can get some uses out of him. Obviously, I've got to throw him in Minnow once I have some free space, but right now I'm running Sand Devil right now for the turn event, and then in Minnow right now I am throwing in, we've got Mithrala, Xenomorph as well, who I want to make a video on. I've got this guy from the Skinwalkers. I can't remember his name for the life of me. Temusia, and then I've got Loki as well because I need help in Barbarians. Then I'm going to be doing KROZ and Kriz. the ageless because I want to do both of them. So that's going to be super, super big. And then I don't know who I'm going to do after that. I don't know who I'm going to do with them. Maybe I'll do one of the other legendaries. I think I had like Sissia, I think was another legendary that I ended up pulling. Yeah, this one, Sissia Flame Tongue. I'll probably do her as well and get those rolling. So I will and do plan on making a video on him in Faction Wars and see how far he can really get me. But let me know what you guys think, and make sure you are clicking my download link to get started off in Raid Shadow Legends the best way possible. You're going to get 3 legendaries, 3 epics, and these are 3 of the best epics I've ever offered before. You're also going to get Xenomorph 100% for free. Just log in for 7 days. Absolutely amazing. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until next time, this has been Duelim. Later, Raiders.